Pregame.com.
Michigan at Michigan State. State's now a 2.5-point favorite. Line opened 3, dropped down to as low as 1 I had seen during the week. 1.5. Slowly but surely climbing back up. I wasn't surprised when it opened 3 and some sharp money grabbed +3 right away because it's a key number. Mm-hmm. But I was pretty sure this isn't a real position, a true move where they're going to keep pounding it. Instead, I was expecting when this line drops down low for them to come in the other way on Michigan State. And that's exactly what's happening. This is my bet on this play, and I love Michigan State. It's not my best bet. That's holding off for the pros, but I really like Michigan State here. Bottom line is this. Last 3 times they played, Michigan State, 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread. When you look at what Michigan State has to do, it's simple. Do what they did last year. Stop the run and force Robinson to beat you throwing the football. And Michigan can't do that. What did he do against this team last year? 3 interceptions, 86 yards rushing. You can't run on Michigan State. They're too athletic up front. They're too big. That defensive line is for real. It took me a while to come around and believe in Michigan State, but I'm a believer now that this team is as good as advertised. When you look at the AP poll, you'd think Michigan's the much better team. They're 11th in the AP. Michigan State's 23 in the AP. But when you look at the odds makers poll that Tooley puts out, Michigan may still be 11th, but Michigan State's 17th. So I think the public perception is a little off there, not giving Michigan State the credit they deserve. On a neutral field, believe it or not, I think Michigan State should be favored. If not by, 1.5, just because of the matchup. Like they say, styles make fights. And Michigan State has the perfect style to beat Michigan because of how they're able to contain Robinson. When you look at the points allowed by both teams, you're going to assume 2 great defenses. Michigan allows 12 points a game. Michigan State allows 10 points a game. But when you dig a little deeper, you'll notice that Michigan defense allows double the yardage Michigan State defense allows, and almost double the yards per play that Michigan State's allowed. Michigan State's defense is a lot better than Michigan. And I think at 2.5, below that key number of 3, it's an easy bet for me to make.
All right, I'll counter that a little bit. You talk about past history the last 3 years. Who was the coach at Michigan at that time?
Agreed,
Who's the coach now?
Agreed.
And you have to admit, and I'll be the first one to admit it because I was betting against Michigan hand over fist down at the Golden Nugget. He's done a lot better job there in that spot in such a short time. I knew he was a better coach, or at least he would have more of an effect on these players, but he's done it so fast. And when you compare the 2 defenses, look at the teams that Michigan's played. Look at the teams that Michigan State has played. Michigan State hasn't played very many good offenses.
Right.
So I do have some concerns there. I really don't have much of a pick on this game. What concerns me for Michigan is, are they going to score enough points to cover the spread? And the reason I say that, they scored 10 against Ohio State and 13 against the Irish, the only 2 decent teams they played. And I granted the defense is better for Michigan State. I have no doubt about that, regardless of who they played. But I think there's a big difference in offense here. I think Michigan's offense is a lot better than Michigan State.
I think they are when Robinson's able to do what he does. But I think if you have the tools to contain him, and not even contain him, more or less shut him down, then I think their offense is a lot worse than, obviously with him. The thing is this, Michigan State has 2 weeks to prepare for this game. This is a huge game for them. Michigan comes out, chest pumping, 6-0. They're 5-1 against the spread. I'm almost positive from what I've gathered, they're going to get the money come Saturday from the betting public. Michigan's going to get a lot of straight bets. They're going to get a lot of teaser action, getting them through those key numbers. And I think that, if anything, books knew this coming in. Odds makers knew this coming in. And they're going to give it to you. Go ahead. Bet all the Michigan you want. The better team is Michigan State.
Well, like I said, I don't have a dog in this fight, but I'll be rooting for you. But it'll be a real telling to see if either one of these teams are real this week.
It
'Cause
is.
they
That's
have,
why.
yeah.
Like, it took me a while to come around for Michigan State, and I hope now that I'm a believer, I'm not, I wasn't right prior when I thought they were phony, But I still believe that Michigan's phony. I think this is a team that's playing way above their heads. So I'm going to go ahead, put that 6-3 video mark to the test with Michigan State minus 2.5. Bet it because it looks like they're catching some steam when it drops down as low as 1.5. So Michigan State's my pick. We'll be back doing the NFL best bet from me, a play from Bryan. Cash some tickets.